Well, first, thank you very much for coming to Keio University and deliver your talk. And your talk has stimulated quite a lot of thoughts among us. So let me thank you first for that, for your efforts to fly over and share your views.
Thank you very much. I really appreciated the opportunity. I think it's very important to foster dialogue, and these issues are challenging, right? Cyberspace is a great opportunity, but we've started to see more and more bad things happening. So the ability to talk to the students here, the faculty, grow a dialogue is very important.
And of course, you came with the agenda to advance collaboration in this field. Can you share with us your thoughts about why collaborative efforts are very important particularly in this area?
Yes, I think collaboration is crucial because cybersecurity has become a very sort of competition-based thought pattern. I worry sometimes that particularly policymakers and governments only can see it from a single nation's perspective. My experience in the United States is U.S. people and policymakers don't have enough of a global understanding. So, myself and then the university I'm associated with, Columbia, very much see themselves as a place where the globe connects. So, on the cybersecurity issue, we think that informing people about other nations' perspectives, looking for the things that we can work together on as opposed to just the competition nature of economic issues or national security issues, that collaboration needs to be an important part of the conversation.
Great. And what is very special, do you think, in Keio and Columbia collaborating? And we probably have this is probably not just a bilateral collaboration, but we can play a major role in developing sort of network of collaboration. But what do you see special in collaboration with Keio?
Well, I think both universities are special places, right? They both are very well regarded academically. They both are institutions that have informed the governments and the social dialogues on issues, and now including both universities, I think over the last few years have moved more and more into trying to understand cyber civilization. In the case of Keio, the School of International and Public Affairs at Columbia has a strong cybersecurity program. Again, on the Columbia side of things, we want to match that with an increasingly global focus for the university in the school. So I think to the point of it should not just be the two institutions, but the two institutions are a mechanism for bringing together people that have been in government, people that understand it from a business perspective, also civil society, that universities have the ability to convene, that universities also have the ability to convene and have people be open about difficult issues and national security issues and issues sometimes shrouded in secrecy like cybersecurity. I think collaboration can only occur in a place where people can be open about what they say. So we hope that the two universities can create sort of a dialogue that allows people to tackle the tough things, talk openly about them. I think there's a lot of value just to increased understanding of the people in the dialogue.
I think we need to face the reality that we'll probably be dealing with some very touchy issues, particularly around cybersecurity or in related areas like privacy, freedom, data use. What do you think? How can we nurture this openness in this in discussion?
I think we start with acknowledging the fact that there's different perspectives, and
right.
that culturally, nationally, that people will bring different views on what the best approaches are. But that even if we end up disagreeing at the end of the dialogue on specifics, that increased understanding of how the other party to the dialogue, sees the issue will help us, also find places where we can collaborate, right? But if you can't talk openly about what's a problem, it's very hard to decide how you can collectively come together and solve at least part of the problem.
Can you share with us what kind of specific activities we have? I mean, so today we had the symposium at Keio. I know you are planning another one physically in New York in May.
That's right.
And there's another web-based
Yes.
dialogue.
So I think what is envisioned, is again, we consciously chose the word dialogue,
Right.
As opposed to having a series of conferences or events.
Right,
So
that's very important.
I think, and it's a little bit from my experience having been through second track diplomacy efforts, having been to a lot of academic conferences, that if you just meet, everybody delivers a perspective, but there's no continuing nature to it, like in a dialogue and a back and forth, that you don't necessarily get as far. So we hope this actually is a little different than some of the other ways that these issues are addressed, and create a set of people that continue to talk. And that the issues will probably change over time, but that we get a set of people, in this case, in the Japanese community, in the US community, that care deeply that the two nations need to work together and the two societies need to work together, that cybersecurity is an issue that's now risen very much to the top of the agenda, and that they begin to understand through this ongoing set of interactions. And as you mentioned, I think the interactions, trust does build when people are sitting next to each other like we are right now. But we also need to recognize that we can't do it every 6 months or every year, that we should try to use the advantages of cyberspace and the ability to do web or digital, video interactions, and try to interact a little more frequently. Both saves a little cost, saves the environment some, and then keeps people engaged and hopefully getting to know each other and trust each other more, so that we foster the notion of a dialogue. I think a lot of value comes just from the dialogue itself, and hopefully the people involved are active in trying to make sure that the greater society, in government policy making are informed by the discussions. But I think we should also do things like little videos, short papers, that the people involved in the dialogue also message out to the broader community, the types of things that are being discussed, and hopefully some of the solutions that they're thinking might work.